Suppose you have a very strong business idea in mind. Let's say that this idea is related to the establishment of a new taxi company in your home city, and you need a certain amount of money to do this work. In this case, to what extent do you think it is possible to find an investor? Most likely, it will be difficult to find an investor for this business, because if the investor is able to build this business on his own, why should he be willing to invest in this business? Or if he doesn't have the time but have capital, why should he entrust this idea to you and not to a friend or relative? As you can see from this example, this idea is just a general business idea. Anyone with business knowledge and experience can implement it by assembling a team with provided capital. In another case, 3 friends apply to an investor to invest in a new innovative business idea. Imagine that this idea is the first, and no one does this same business in this format. One of these friends is a programmer, one is a marketer, and the other is a web developer. In this case, if the investor really believes that this business idea will solve any problem in society and bring income, he will most likely invest in it. Because it will be more expensive and difficult to create this new technology company than to create a taxi company for investor. Even if those 3 friends share the idea, it's not so easy to understand the details of the work. This business idea is no longer a general business idea, but a startup project. If we look at the issue in more detail, in fact, if this project is realized, it can be called a joint venture, despite the fact that the investor has allocated capital. Because if that investor does such a project on his own, and he wants this project to belong only to him, then he has to spend a lot of money to create such a team. Given that the idea is new, the chances of finding a team that has the idea and knows how to do it are very hard. But the party that is already encouraging him in this partnership is that the investor will be free from these invisible costs. That is, the investor will be a shareholder simply because there is financial support for the realization of this business. If we compare the search for investors in these 2 businesses, it is obvious the second idea, the startup, is much more likely to find investment.